We have some figures in respect of the second phase of the registration under the EVR system. We do not have confirmed figures from Lau, Kandavu and Dakandrove. However, the figures from all the other areas of Fiji has come in, and that totals 17,295, which means now that 504,588 Fijians have registered. So we've broken the 500,000 mark. Obviously, some of these figures, once all the figures are in, there'll be an adjudication process, as we found out in previously when we had some anomalies. In the second phase also, about close to 2,000 corrections were made. Some people came forward and, there were some typographical errors or address errors, and they've also been fixed up, and they've accordingly been given their new ID cards. The ID cards reflect that. So the purpose of having this press conference this morning is to essentially inform the media and, of course, the public that we've exceeded the 500,000 mark. And we obviously are very, very grateful to all the Fijians who have come forward. 17,000 so far have come forward and registered. The registration will now close again to allow for the adjudication process. We will in the new year, of course, reopen. There are some people, of course, who cannot register at the moment, who are 17 years old or 16 years old. They'll have the opportunity to register, and we'll have some permanent centers that will be open. The third phase, of course, will include the registration of Fijians living offshore. And we'll be putting into effect a system whereby we'll be able to register all those Fijians. As you know, there's a substantial portion of them that live in Australia, New Zealand, in the Middle East, who are working there. Of course, in Afghanistan and west coast of North America. And of course, we have our soldiers who are serving the British Army in UK in particular. So we'll be working out various processes through which they'll be able to register themselves. So it's all wonderful news, and we also thank the media for your input in creating an awareness amongst the members of the public to get them to come and register to vote. Thank you.
How many people are you looking at by 2014? You gave a figure of around 600 plus thousand?
Yeah, we were looking at about 620,000, 620 odd thousand, 610 to 620.
Right.
Of course, it depends, the demographic changes. Some people have migrated. There have, of course, been deaths. And so, but essentially, we're looking at about 610 to 620.
Just one question. The last time, the anomalies that were highlighted, you had said one person registered about 10 times. What type of action has been taken against that person to ensure that the message goes out clearly? People are not allowed to do that. And did you go back and find out how that the error actually occurred?
Well, illegally, when he did that, it was not an offense to do so. Now it is an offense to do so. As you know, that we amended the relevant law to say that if people are deliberately trying to obfuscate the system or trying to beat the system or commit fraud, then it's an offense. So going forward, it is an offense, and we hope that nobody will do that again. But of course, he had done it. And some people are obviously just trying to test the system. But the fact that he was picked up, I think, in itself is a testimony to the system that's been adopted.
So you say you don't have the figures from Lau, Kandavu and Dakandrove. When do you think you might have these here? These are not included in the 17,000?
No. Later on in the week, due to transportation, etc. Weather's very rough. We don't want people traveling on boats at the moment. So hopefully by the end of the week, we should have some figures.
You've got electronic registration continuing. There's still a question on whether we will have the full process of also electronic voting and the actual count electronically. Will the whole process be electronic?
No, we have said that there won't be electronic voting. There will only be electronic voter registration. Of course, we have also said that we are looking at trying to have elections held either just on one day, or at the most perhaps even 2 days, but we
Vote for.
the voting, sorry. The actual voting will be in one day. I mean, countries like Malaysia and various other countries, USA, larger populations, bigger countries, geographically spread out, are able to hold elections in one day. So Fiji should be able to do that. We've had some overtures of assistance from various countries, including Malaysian Electoral Commission that have spoken to the Permanent Secretary for Justice, saying that they're willing to, provide expertise. And a lot of it is to do with the manner in which you handle your logistics. It also helps you to overcome things like issues we had faced before, where you print too many ballot papers and there's no reconciliation of ballot papers. But the idea is to provide a voting period which is, very not just concise, but summarized into one day. You can have it done in one day. Obviously, people want to find out very quickly what are the results. In some countries, of course, you have decentralized counting. Rather than bringing everything to one centralized area, you can actually have counting where the actual vote is cast. If it's done in some school, you can actually have counting carried out at that particular school, as long as you have the scrutiny as present. And that's some of the issues that need to be worked out and put in place in regulations. And as we've said continuously, one of the problems in the past has been that the regulations that govern the electoral process itself has been very weak and very subjective. So there's quite a bit of work to be done in that respect.
So phase 3 of the project, the registering of Fijians living offshore, do you have a time frame when you might have this up and running?
Well, we hope to, at least have it done next year, definitely, in 2013. Some of it, of course, has to do with the ensuring that you have systems in place that ensures the data integrity. So, that's some of the issues that have been worked out. We've obviously spoken to our vendors. But, on the other note also is, Code Inc., and I mentioned to one of the media organizations yesterday, which carried out provided the technology, I should say. The Solomon Islands government had, written to us whilst the first phase of the registration was taking place, saying that they were interested in seeing what was happening. And we did invite them and facilitated a visit. And they came over, and they were quite impressed by it. And so Code Inc., in fact, has already visited Solomons. And Solomons is interested in perhaps even adopting their system that they've given to Fiji. So it's obviously been a benefit not just for Fiji, but fellow Pacific Island country.